Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live, entertainment, lifestyle, variety, celebrity talk show series. This is Jim Masters right here in the host chair. I've been waiting for all of you. So nice to see all your smiley faces. If this is your first time here joining us, well, thanks for joining us, gang. Whether you are new to the Jim Masters Show Live series or you've been watching day in and day out the hundreds of episodes, all the content we've been creating in this entertainment, lifestyle, variety, celebrity talk show series, that list gets longer and longer. You guys can just call it the Jim Masters Show, and we'll always be here and showing up for all of you with our entertainment, our great guests, the terrific information that they share, that we all share together. And this is always a cool place to come to get away from the chaos, the stress, and some of the nonsense of life. We always have a good time. We always learn something as well. Our guest is coming to us. She was born in Hollywood, but she makes her home in beautiful Nevada. Some say Nevada, some say Nevada. I think east of the Mississippi, we've always said Nevada, but when you go there, it's Nevada. And I've been to the town where she and John Michael Ferrari are located. You remember him, of course, brilliant singer extraordinaire. He was a guest on our show. And if you didn't see that episode when he was here, make sure you watch it. And of course, we'll have him back on the show as well. But we had an epic conversation when John was here. Well, Pepper J is our very special guest, and she is an acclaimed, award-winning film and music producer, as well as brilliant actress. I mean, she's been acting, I think, since she was a child in Hollywood. And they make their home in beautiful Pahrump, Nevada. Now, you guys who watch our show all the time may recognize that name Pahrump, because I told you quite a story about when I was on a TV shoot in Pahrump, Nevada, and we wrapped up the shoot and we had some time left. I did with the rental car, and I decided to go around Pahrump and, soak in this really cool desert town. But then sort of some vibe pushed me into Death Valley, and I drove alone through Death Valley in a rental car with nobody knowing. And it was quite a story and life-changing as well. It's a really cool area there. And that's where Pepper J is. She's extraordinary. She's done it all: voiceovers, acting, producing. She's a prolific music producer, works also with John, of course, and has been doing wonderful work with John. And we're so excited to have her here. And we're all excited to have you guys here as well. This is a nice Sunday afternoon broadcast for those that are watching live. We do our shows live. And in honor of Nevada, here is the welcome to, I don't know if it's a little bright because of the light, but it's the welcome to Las Vegas mug. So I figured I'd be very, appropriate for the show in terms of, I always like to bring in things that sort of match whatever the topic is or whoever the guest is. So we figure I don't have a Pahrump mug per se, but I do have photos of Death Valley. And we've got the Vegas mug here. So sip, some nice coffee on a Sunday afternoon. I toast all of you. In the earlier parts of our series, I always had mugs from all these different places I've traveled to. And some of you beautiful viewers, JMS Lovely Squad viewers, have sent mugs from where you live, which I've shown on camera: glasses, mugs, etched items that you've sent. So here is the Vegas mug. I toast all of our viewers and, of course, all of our guests. I always, whenever I do this, I always think that I'm in church and I'm blessing everybody. So you're being blessed by Pastor Masters here at the Jim Masters Show. We toast all of you. Hang in there. I'll sip more of you a little later. It's always cool to have you here. We always have fun on the show, just so you know. We always have fun with our guests, with our viewers. We're very interactive. If you would like to comment while the show is on live, guess what? You can. Now, don't forget, you can also comment when the show isn't live. All these episodes are archived on our YouTube channel, which is the channel you're watching right now, Jim Masters TV. And you can drop a comment in the section. That is the comment section, which is right under all the episodes. Give it a like. We'd love that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Now, if you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, guess what happens? There's a couple of bonuses, one of which is you're now part of the JMS Lovely family, Lovely Squad, but it costs nothing. But also, you get to comment during the live shows in the chat room that we have a live interactive JMS Lovely Hall chat room, which is open and available exclusively for those who subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So you just hit that red button, subscribe, or maybe it's a black button. I think on some pages it's a black button, but it says the word subscribe. You click that, and you're in with us here at the Jim Masters Show live series. And you get to also comment and say hello to one another and to us as well, to me, your host, and the guests. We might even sprinkle a comment or two on the screen. And if you ever want to support, I get a lot of people that ask me, how do I support your work? You work so hard, you've got hundreds and hundreds of episodes of content here, and still you work full time in television, radio. How do you have time to do all this? Well, I absolutely love doing it for all of you, gang. That's number one. But you can support us by doing a super chat, super emoji, super stickers, which is in the Lovely Hall chat room. You'll see the little icons there. Or super thanks, which you can do 24/7 at any time on the episodes. Good to see everybody. I see a lot of comments. If you ever see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at the chat room. I can see the comments and messages and things are in the chat room over here. So it's not that I'm looking at a mirror of myself or something like that, or a monitor. I'm actually looking at the comments that are coming in. A little behind the scenes secret on how we do things here at the Jim Masters Show live series. So boy, are we going to have a great conversation. And if you think things look comfy and sort of, at home or toasty here in Lovely Hall, which is what you guys call this studio setup that we have here, which changes, based on holidays and themes. I always like to change up our set. Wait till you see where our guest is. She's in this really comfortable chair. She looks like $1 million, and she's got this nice fire behind her. It's kind of nice. It's kind of snappy. And we're going to see that in just a second as we get ready to welcome our very special guest, Pepper J, an award-winning music and film producer and actress extraordinaire. Award-winning, has been producing the songs also of John Michael Ferrari, believe it or not, for over 30 years. Pepper J was named Outstanding AC Music Producer of the Year by the Producer's Choice Honors for Ferrari's crossover single, My Heart Can't Breathe. And with the same song, John was voted Crossover Artist of the Year by the New Music Awards and voted Fan Favorite by the Independent Music Network as well. Their song Masquerading in the Night was awarded Best Song Production 2022 by the Museboat Live Channel. And John Michael was named Singer-Songwriter of the Year in 2022 by the Nashville Music Foundation. Now, Pepper J has been doing this again for a long time. She's extraordinarily talented. This is something that really is in her heart and soul. And I mentioned as well, she's been acting since I believe she was a child. And it's something that has come, naturally for her. But then she also immersed herself in the world of production, and in a way that is really extraordinary. And we're so excited we're going to share some of that with you as well. Some of her incredible background. She's one of the most beautiful, hardworking, she says, retired post-middle-age music producers, speaker, panelist, author, actress, SAG-AFTRA and Equity, bubby, rancher, woman with white hair that you've ever met in your entire life, who looks forward to sharing with you. That's how she describes it. And she has said that she has lived several lifetimes. Yes, grandmother was Pepper J's best friend, and her best friend, Sophie Tucker. Yes, of course. You know that name, right? That goes back, last of the Red Hot Mamas. She literally spent her childhood and early teens in the Moulin Rouge, Coconut Grove, Brown Derby, and in the Vegas casino showrooms watching the Rat Pack and other entertainers of the time. She grew up in Hollywood, California, USA. She began the performance career at age 5, performing in local theater and TV sitcoms, also tap dancing and performing skits for charity events and fundraisers. Entertainment has always been a part of her life. She graduated from San Diego State University. She obtained a lifetime teaching credential from the state of California. For a decade, enjoyed teaching for LA Unified Public School District, and also counseling students and coordinating producing shows by the 100-plus member drill team. The highlight was interacting with the students and traveling on a regular basis to meet and speak to students in 3 school districts about the power of dynamic communication. After graduating with a Juris Doctorate from the University of San Diego School of Law, she practiced as a litigation attorney for 32 years. Did you know that about her? Absolutely. She does it all. In 1991, Pepper J formalized her entertainment company, Pepper J Productions, with her singer-songwriter partner, John Michael Ferrari. And they produce music, music, and music. She also produced and published the Actors Podcast Network, consisting of 15 plus informative and entertaining shows on different channels. From 93 to 2000, she created and hosted the Working Actors Group, offering scene study on camera and auditioning techniques, including cold reading workshops to working union actors as well. Today, she continues to produce music, which has really hit the top of several radio charts with views, continues to work for a few private performance coaching clients, also enjoys leading performance workshops for lawyers, teachers, business people, actors, singers, public speakers. Even as an 8th grader, afraid to give a book report in front of his class, can find relief in learning performance skills. The key is audience psychology. Her 5 favorite things to do, well, one of them is being on the Jim Masters Show. She already said that, but spending time with grandchildren, spending time with animals, producing music with her production partner, John Michael Ferrari, making people's lives easier through dynamic performance skills, volunteering as she continues to as an ambassador for the Art for Peace Awards organization, sitting on the board of the USS Men's Association as well. Yeah. And she's received all kinds of accolades and awards. And we're going to tell you about some of those as we get along there. But that's just the short list, gang. There's lots more, but that's just the short list of some of the incredible accomplishments that are very special guests joining us here live from Pahrump, Nevada. I can't believe Pahrump. I have just such fond memories of being in Pahrump, Nevada, that to know that they are there is really, really cool and extraordinary. Join me in welcoming Pepper J to the Jim Masters Show live series. Take a look at the fireplace behind her and how comfy, cozy she is. Welcome, Pepper J, my friend. How are you?
Hi, wonderful to be here, Jim. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. I'm absolutely loving the setting there with that stone fireplace, your hat and the scarf and the comfy chair and the fireplace, just hanging around on a Sunday, right?
Right. Well, I'm enjoying you. I'm a big Jim Masters fan.
I appreciate that. I know you've said that, and you've been wonderful on so many different levels, even behind the scenes in support of our series. And thank you for that, Pepper J. You know, good seems to find good when you're looking for it, right?
I think that's absolutely true. You choose the people around you, so choose well.
Yeah, I like that. Tell us, I mentioned that you've been in this industry, and congratulations on everything that's happened in your life and continues to happen. You've done it all with real spunk and vim and vigor and passion. Started as early as 5 years old. Tell us about that in Hollywood, in Tinseltown.
We lived across the street from a park. And at that time, kids were freer to roam around. And I was at the park almost every day, starting at age 4. I know I had to be walked across the street back home for lunch and such. And we had a wonderful program director who put on plays at the park. And 200 or 300 people in the neighborhood would come and see these productions for Thanksgiving or whatever. And I just fell in love with being on the stage. And that's how I started a good Parks and Recreation program.
That is fantastic. So what were some of the first opportunities for you? You were even in the McCoys, right?
Yes.
Wow.
I was in the Girl Scouts Brownies. And
Yeah.
our brownie troop was invited to the Real McCoys set. And so we went in our little brownie outfits to a 3rd and Fairfax, the CBS studios are. And that's where the indoor set was for the outdoor Real McCoys shed. And I ended up getting several lines. And that was my big TV breakthrough. Matter of fact, I'm watching the Real McCoys now.
Are you?
Because I wanted to see myself. So I don't know what season I'm on. They were on the air for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing little me.
Oh, I like you. You have a studio audience. I like that.
Yeah.
he's, he's cued to laugh just at the right times. I absolutely love that. Of course, that's John Michael Ferrari. He's there, and a wonderful partnership, 30 years, and producing his music and so much more. It's really amazing. You know, you could be living in Hollywood. You could be on the East Coast. You could be in Nashville. You could be in Chicago. You could be in Florida. You're there in beautiful Pahrump, Nevada, just west of Las Vegas. And I had the opportunity to visit there when we were on a TV shoot. I was interviewing this renowned oil painter who makes her life there. She was originally from Bakersfield, California. She and her husband are there. I remember we had dinner at this great popular barbecue restaurant in Pahrump, and then we shot at her home in her home studio. And then I had all this extra time after the camera guy went back to LA, and I drove all around Pahrump, soaking in the town, and then drove alone through Death Valley with the rental car, which was really fantastic. What was it about, or what is it about Pahrump, Nevada that brought you there and keeps you there with your home? And you guys are in love with the area there.
We are. And I enjoyed very much. We both enjoyed living in Hollywood for all of those years. The center of everything, loved the people, a lot of action. But when my father passed away at 97, so he had a nice long life, I didn't feel like I needed to be there. Everything's so digital these days. And we just looked around the United States and we accidentally found Pahrump, Nevada. Oh, about 15 years ago first, when John was performing in Vegas and there was a car accident. So we kind of went inland to go around it and found this beautiful valley surrounded by mountains. Much of the year there's snow on the top of the mountains. And we just fell in love with it. So when it was time to decide where we were going, we ended up on this beautiful ranch that we've created for kids. It gives them a moment to feel safe, whether it's a day, a weekend, or a week. And we work with different church youth ministries or camps or different schools. They like the animals and the outdoor life too.
How does having that beautiful, authentic, nature-filled atmosphere enhance not only your life, but your work and even the music itself?
I think anywhere you are, you can enhance your life purposefully. I like looking up at the sky and looking through trees and
Yes.
breathing. You can do that stepping out of an apartment that's teeny weeny, so you can expand your life through your own imagination. Here on the ranch, we have beautiful animals and it's 5 acres. So we have place to breathe. And I like sharing. John and I enjoy sharing it with people. We have a building that's our studio. We have another building that's our music studio. And we sort of built our own little paradise here for ourselves. And I can't wait for you to come and see it in person.
Yes, I can't wait to get there as well. It's going to be fantastic. Tell us, I mentioned starting at 5. Tell us about some of the trail of your being in the entertainment industry consistently in such a passionate way for so long. What are some of the other things along your own life's journey that were exciting that you fondly remember in California and elsewhere?
My second cousin, is Jill St. John.
That I didn't know.
Yes, well, there you go. She's married to Robert Wagner. They have a
Yes.
wonderful life together. And all of the kids in our family were sent places. We were sent to dancing school. Jill was with Natalie Wood and Stephanie Powers. And then I was one younger with my cousin Nancy and a couple other people, Patty Duke and such. And we all went to dancing class. I played the accordion. I used to tap dance and play the accordion in front of huge audiences at the Philharmonic Auditorium for, I don't know, different events and different things. It was just always there. There was never a school play that I wasn't involved with. We used to do backyard plays when I was a kid. Just make things up, write stories, and just be.
We did that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just a very natural thing for me as a 7-year-old to be sitting on the front row of some grand ballroom and having Frank Sinatra on the stage. Matter of fact, and I didn't know this until a couple of years ago, John called me into the living room and says, "Oh, look what's on TV." Okay. It was the Frank Sinatra on the History Channel or something.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And they panned to the audience, and there was only one little girl sitting there in the front row, front seat, and that was me. And I realized, oh, I was sitting there waiting for my grandma, who was with Sophie in the back, while Frank was doing a rehearsal and a sound check, Frank Sinatra. And that was, for me, was regular. So swimming in David Niven's swimming pool or Peter Lawford's, gymnasium, it just was how I grew up, and I didn't know any better.
You were around the Rat Pack as well in Vegas, huh?
Bizarre, huh?
Incredible. How did having the exposure to these people, to these legendary people, to this environment enhance either your look at life or the trajectory of your life and career?
I was with a lot of adults, although I played with children a lot too. But I learned how to communicate and be with them very early. They were all supportive. These people, my grandmother would tell them what I was doing, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. Very
And they
proud.
would come and support me and say, "Oh, good job. All right." And if you have children, it is so important. They take your words and your attitude toward what they're doing so internally. So when you get some 1-year-old doing something crazy or some 10-year-old doing something crazy, and you pin it on your refrigerator as a big artwork, it means a lot to them. And I had a lot of good feedback from several directions when I was a child. And I think I felt I could do anything. Matter of fact, I think I was like 31 years old before I realized there were certain things I couldn't do. I couldn't be an astronaut because I think I'd feel dizzy. I named 3 or 4 things, and that was pretty remarkable. The list is longer now of things I can't do, but
well, that's we all add certain things to our list as we go along. But you've done so much. When did the music part start to come into play? I mean, obviously an actress, and you've done so much there, and we're going to delve into that area. But when did the music come in? Was your house filled with music? Were you surrounded by music? Did you develop early on as a child the love of music? Like for me, music always on in our house. My father, my mother, really interesting because my father, more of the big band, more of the orchestras, the Andy Williams, the Al Martinos, the Perry Comos, all of that. Great sound, the John Gary. Mom loving the Righteous Brothers and Elvis and Johnny Mathis and, all of those. So I had almost like 2 worlds sort of blended together and exposed to all of that. How about you?
Well, we had a piano in our house ever since I can remember. My mother played. I played when I was young. She started me on that really quickly. We had sheet music, and my friends would come over and we'd sing to the sheet music. Peggy Lee, Perry Como was what had its favorite songs of mine. And my mother would play sometimes on the, Ma, he's making eyes at me, and we'd all sing together. And music was always part of our life. And when we did backyard plays, we always incorporated songs that we made up at the time. So when I met John Michael in 1990, quite by accident, it was just a natural thing that, well, first of all, I fell in love with his music. He didn't have much confidence, I think, in his own writing at the very beginning. But I used to be an English teacher, and I know what good writing is. And I said, "John, this is really good." It's like, "It is?" I said, "Yeah." And 32, now more than 33 years we've been doing music together, and I just love it.
Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? Jen Berry's watching. She loves your hat.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jen.
Very, very stylish here.
I'm a hat person.
Maggie Perry's here too, the wonderful Maggie Perry,
Oh,
who
Maggie.
dear
Oh,
friend. She's been a guest on our show,
and I'm
and
going to see you shortly in Nashville,
I
I
think she
hope.
said the 26th around there. Yeah, which is cool. Hello, Maggie and her whole family. They're big fans of our show as well. And Ray is watching as well. Says
Ray
howdy.
Ligon is an
Yes.
amazing, amazing singer-songwriter in Nashville. Ray Ligon. We co-wrote a song with him recently.
Did you?
Working my way to Nashville. We're going to be recording it.
Oh, that's
It's going to
cool.
be Ray who decided he's going to be presenting it as the singer. And the three of us, John Michael, myself, and Ray, wrote this song together. Hi, Ray. Thank you for being here.
Ray, yes. And Ray, you're welcome to join us on the Jim Masters show as a guest. We would love that. Elizabeth is here. Solis family in attendance, saying hello.
She has two young girls, the Solis family. I think Elizabeth lives like in Modesto, California, or something like that. And these kids are big Ferrari fans. They sing John Michael Ferrari songs everywhere, everywhere, in their school, in the playground, in concerts. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Steve. Hello, kids. We love you.
We've got a mix of your group and our group, the Lovities. Just so they know, anybody like Anita and all of these new folks coming in, once you watch the Jim Masters show once, you are now officially a Jim Masters show Lovity. Isn't that cool? And a Lovity, for those who don't know what that means, I was once saying that show has a lot of light, love, and levity. Said it too fast, stumbled on the word Lovity, and everybody said, that's it. You're Mr. Lovity. This is Lovity Hall. We're your Lovity squad, and the guests are part of the Lovity family. And they're all, Jane's watching in Sweden. She loves it. Anita says, I love this. Thank you, Anita, and welcome. Sherry's here, and Kathleen's here, and Jen's here, and everybody. Elizabeth says, we love you too, Pepper and John. Jen says, Pepper, you're now a Lovity.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. And Ray says, howdy, howdy. Really, really cool stuff. So you were saying the music, you were surrounded by music. And what were you listening to as you were coming up? What were some of the sounds that filled your car radio, your house, as like a teenager and coming up? What were you gravitating towards, Pepper J?
In addition to being drugged to all of these concerts all the times, my grandmother, Grandma Lida, took me to see orchestras all the time, Philharmonic. I don't think a month went by where we didn't go to some place where there was an orchestra playing. So I was really involved with the Hollywood Bowl, the Greek theater, different things like that. My mother was into like bebop type things, Pat Boone, and my mom and dad loved to dance. They would dance in the kitchen, dance everywhere. They would so they would put like swing music on or foxtrots and they would dance and stuff. I personally really enjoyed the big band era, like Al Jolson, some of those type of things. And I also like musical songs, like the songs of Fiddler on the Roof, West Side Story. So even as a child, but then when I was introduced to Elvis, he became like my world. And some of the later Beatles after Sgt. Pepper, I became a real Beatles fan too.
That's incredible. Did you ever get into music yourself, playing, singing, performing?
I played the guitar. I used to make a living when I was high school, shooting pool and playing the guitar and singing. You wouldn't know that I used to sing, but I did. And also when I was going through college. And then somehow when John's guitar moved in, I just never played anymore. I was so enjoying listening to him. I play the bass now. I forgot. John's reminding me. I love playing bass. I used to play the piano, the guitar, violin didn't last too long. But there's something else I forgot, that I used to play some instruments, yes.
You also, which people might not know unless they know you personally, you were in the world of law for a long time. Tell us about that too.
Well, I taught school for a decade and I absolutely loved it. But then when I moved away from Los Angeles, I thought to myself, well, here's a new beginning opportunity. What else would I like to do? And I thought, I'd like to go to law school. I didn't really think about practicing law at the time. I just thought about the idea of learning. I think there's a lot of stuff that you learn in law school that everyday people that didn't go to law school should know about real estate, about contracts, transactions, and different things. And I would encourage anyone to learn about the law. It has a lot to do with your life. I enjoyed law school. I went at night, so it took me a year longer because I worked during the day. And I enjoyed law school immensely. But one of my professors said, this attorney needs some help because there was a new bankruptcy law case, Marathon, it's called. Could you come and help him and he'll pay you some money? I said, okay. So I was introduced to bankruptcy there. And it was naturally that I went into bankruptcy law after I graduated and took the bar exam. And I started representing people in bankruptcy court that really needed help, either representing the trustees or the debtors. And then later I ended up representing some creditors also. I enjoyed it very much. I really did. I liked it a lot. I was really surprised when I walked away from it. I liked it a lot.
That must have been a tough decision. What was it that precipitated that decision to do that? Was the other side of things, music production, more starting to take hold of your life, needing more time?
That's exactly right. I came home for lunch. I always would try to come home for lunch when I had court in LA. And John always had lunch prepared for me. I came home one day and he was sitting by the pool, strumming his guitar, working on a song. And that looked pretty angelic. I thought that looks pretty good. And I've been working on him with his songs for decades. And I thought, maybe I just want to put all of my effort into the music. So I went part-time in the law for a year or two, opening up my own practice. And I really liked that.
Yeah.
And then his music started getting more and more popular in the 2000s that I thought, okay, I can't do everything. And so I decided to walk away from the law, which I loved. And I walked away from public school teaching, which I also loved a lot, loved it, to focus exclusively on the music. I still do a lot of public speaking and teaching. I teach with John too, audience psychology and performance skills. And I do acting once in a while when it's a role that I'd like to play.
And we have some evidence of that. Here it is. We're going to show it. Take a look, gang, and enjoy. I'm Jim Masters. We're live on the Jim Masters Show Live series. Pepper J is with us comfortably by the fire. And fire up those color teenies, as Tom Snyder used to say, and as they fly through the air. Take a look at Pepper J in action.
It's not every kind of blood that brings peace. It's the kind of blood that loves its people more than itself. I never thought I'd see the day where people were gathered in such celebration. But today is different.
My name is Minerva, young man, and my field of expertise, if I might call it that without appearing immodest, is athletics. Actually, I'm relatively new to the job.
Never knew that son of a bitch even wanted a bigger knob.
Lay off the old man, Mom. What's wrong with letting him have his fantasy for a couple more days?
Yeah, you're as bad as he is, Dick.
It's Richard, Mom. How many
You'll
times?
always be a dick to me.
Dang, it's a text, a tweet, a smoke.
Hi, Jeannie.
I'm David.
David,
We're here to
good.
see Melody.
Yes, of course.
Oh,
Sir, I'm having a bit of difficulty understanding. The ice caps are melting at an extraordinarily fast rate.
That's all I ask of you.
How cool is that, huh? Talk about versatility. That is funny. Some cool, yeah, you're doing your thing, acting, and we've got more evidence of it. Some really, really cool shots here that we sort of dug up of you in different roles. Tell us about these different photos we're seeing here, Pepper J.
Uh, this was Ride Hard, Live Free. It was a motorcycle movie about what happens when the Great Reset comes and individuals no longer have freedom. And it was Emilio Rivera from Sons of Anarchy was the lead. I enjoyed working with him immensely. What a gentleman. And I played the older version of the young lead, who was absolutely fantastic.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a great story there. Here's another great shot.
That that was like an insurance commercial.
Was it really? Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't recognize it at first. Yes, that was a commercial and an insurance company that I don't remember the name of, but yeah. And this was a headshot that John took in the 90s.
He's a photographer too, right?
Well, he has a camera and he did a lot of photography at that time for a lot of people. Yeah.
That is fantastic. Here's another cool shot just to show all these different looks.
Okay, so that I was actually in a theater play called I forgot the name of it, but it was a lovely play. That was from a theater play.
That's great. This one is terrific.
Oh, yeah, that was some crazy thing that Brett Walco, who's in Chicago now, is an amazing comic, and he does crazy things, and he had me doing something crazy with curlers on. I don't even remember what it was for.
So cool. So terrific. There's another one.
Oh, that I was Winston Churchill's wife, and in a lovely, very well done short, done by a British guy. I can't remember his name now, but he went all out with the set, the hair, and I really much enjoyed working with those people. That was a lovely, lovely film.
Mrs. Claus.
Yes, that was for a film short that I did. If people have film shorts they'd like me to be in, I'm ready. I'm ready to help them and do just about, a lot of good things.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I was Mrs. Claus. Oh, this was the one we saw a clip of.
Yeah.
Angels on Tap. That's available, I think, on Roku now and on Amazon, I think also. Angels on Tap. I was the angel of athletics. It was some journalist that was able to go to heaven and talk to God and all the different angels. And he didn't understand why we weren't fixing things. Very cute. Very cute. And this was a picture of me on a red carpet. I think at that time I was promoting a book John and I wrote, Dynamic Song Performance, The Singer's Bible.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Like I said, you've done so much, continue to. FJ.
Oh, this is from a theater play I was in. I loved this play. It was called Brooklyn, USA. And I was the understudy to the lead. And I told them I would go on, I would do the understudy part if I had at least one night that I could actually do the performance. And they gave me a couple, and it was fabulous play. I enjoyed it very much.
Anita says gorgeous. And Randy is here. Randy Dorman, of course. Randy and Ann. Love seeing you both. Sweet Lovelies, Jim Pepper. Heaven. Hey, gang.
Randy Dorman was 42 years as the guitarist for the Kenny Rogers Band.
Yes.
And he now travels with the Kenny Rogers Band. It's a performance that you should not miss. Don Gatman is the lead singer, and I've seen them twice already, and they go all over the country. You should look that up.
They're absolutely amazing. Yes. Here's another great shot.
Oh, yes. That was for a motorcycle print ad that I did. I don't remember what the product was for, but yeah, that's what that was.
This one's nice too. It's the headshot, right?
I was on the ranch and they were doing some photography. Oh no, I wasn't. This picture was taken by David Abbott in in Nashville. An amazing photographer. We've met some amazing photographers in Nashville. Talked about Randy Dorman earlier.
Yeah.
My favorite picture of John Michael Ferrari that we use on things is from Randy Dorman. He's a great photographer also.
Maureen in Arizona, one of our regular lovities, says, Pepper, I would like to know your secret for looking so young and beautiful.
My secret is thinking good thoughts, being nice to people, seeing the glass half full, but recognizing the danger around you and trying to be smart about it.
Absolutely. Good answers. I love those answers. Paris Appreciation Awards. This is something very special.
I was asked by Dame Muir, who is the head of the Art for Peace, first I went with her to Africa to speak, but then here, this was at the Eiffel Tower. If you go up the elevator at the Eiffel Tower, there are several floors, and one of them has this very large place where they had different fashion shows. And I speak. One of my talks is peace begins with me. And what I can do myself. And I'm sitting next to Avani Jain there, standing on the stage. Avani Jain is from Mumbai, in India, an amazing singer. Avani Jain, Jaine, and next to her is Caitlin Haynes Smith, who was in the fashion show that day. And it was a wonderful event. I enjoyed it a lot.
That is so fantastic to have that opportunity to be recognized as well. Here's another great shot that I dug up that I absolutely loved.
Oh, that's actually in Nigeria. What a wonderful several weeks. I went on a peace mission there with Art for Peace. And that's Philip next to me, who's one of the Nigerian Art for Peace ambassadors. And I went there with Muir Junior, a fabulous, interesting to be looking out at 3,000 people in the audience that had come from all over Nigeria to this university to break ground on the university campus. A fabulous experience. I felt honored and blessed to be part of it.
That is absolutely fantastic. So the other thing too, gang, is Pepper J, as acclaimed as she is and busy and everything else, making things happen for everybody else. She gives back. She gives back so much on so many different levels. She supports things she believes in, and I'm a big believer in that. Here's another great, the Diamond Rose Award.
Yes, this is the multicultural Diamond Rose Award. I don't remember exactly the name of the organization, but they are wonderful. They do wonderful things. And this was, I guess, at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And they honored me for that year in entertainment. And I sang a song at that event, and I rarely sing, but it was my favorite song to inspire people and nice people. And I was honored to get not only the city and the county of LA and the city of Beverly Hills, but honored by the multicultural. I forgot.
Sounded like you almost had it there for a second. We know it was multicultural, and you loved it. Yeah. Well, here's the Heartpreneur Legend Award, which is another beautiful one. I mean, wow. What's this one about?
So Dr. Dante Sears is the main partner of Eric Zuley in the Easy Way. That's EZWAY. They have a network, and they give back, and they try to honor people that give back. And I was awarded, or actually voted, I guess, this Heartpreneur for some of the things that I do in the community. That was lovely. That was really lovely of them. And it was nice statue too.
I know it's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is.
To have, this. And then there's many people that you've had an opportunity to work with and commiserate with, which I think is fabulous. Look here.
Oh, yes. Comedy is the way to people's hearts.
Yes.
And it's a way to look at our culture and look at ourselves and laugh at ourselves and learn things. And I am, And I'm just so blessed to be able to meet so many people in both the comedy realm and the film realm and the TV realm.
Yes, huh?
Oh, Joe, yeah,
Joe
Joe. That's
Montana.
before he was gray. I think
Right.
that's before both of us were gray.
Joe
And,
Montana, yeah.
Joe
Fabulous
Montana.
actor.
He is an excellent actor. And a very nice gentleman, and he does a lot for people. I mean, and if you're ever in the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles, California, his wife runs the pizza shop there.
Oh my God, I
What
didn't
is
know
that
that.
thing called? I think it's probably the best pizza. If you try to look
Wow.
up Chicago pizza in the San Fernando Valley, you'll find that restaurant.
Wow, that's
It's
good.
down the street from Warner Brothers. Yes.
Do you stay in touch with him? Are you guys in touch at
I don't
all?
think I've talked to Joe probably in 4 or 5 months, so not very often, no.
Although 4 or 5 months, I mean, that's not bad. Some people it's years.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Well, with the internet and
now you can,
now everybody can touch you, with all these different things. It's just hard to keep track. It's like, oh, Danny Pardo. Danny Pardo is an amazing actor. Is he in the States now, or is he still down in South America? He acts both in South America and in the States. He does a lot of amazing things, and he's a very good friend of ours. And we get crazy together, as you can see.
That's fantastic. I think it's great. And then another fabulous legend, talk about music and prolific record in the industry, Quincy Jones, huh?
Well, you really dug for all this stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did. We do our research.
Quincy is a very good helper. He helps people. If someone comes in his realm that he thinks is a good person, he will take a moment. He'll take a moment to talk with you and this, that, and the other. We were at an event. We hadn't seen each other. You talk about years. I think it had been 5 or 6 years since we had seen each other when we were at this event. I don't remember what the event was or what it was for, but it was always nice to see him.
AIF.
Oh, John reminds me it was at the AIF award.
Oh,
Yes.
it's very ironic that we pulled this up because we just watched last week a movie that he did the music for that was fantastic. And I've seen it multiple times before, but we just watched it again, and Quincy Jones did all the music. And it was, I believe it was 1968 the movie came out. It was For Love of Ivy with Sidney Poitier.
He's amazing.
And Ann Martin, Carol O'Connor, and Bo Bridges, and Abby Lincoln as Ivy.
Yes,
he did all that music.
He's amazing. David Foster and Quincy Jones are people that I try to follow in their footsteps as a music producer, because not necessarily what they produced, but just their way of producing and their interaction with people. Which, when you're a producer, you're like the hub, and all these things go around you. And I really admire them both immensely.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I had an opportunity. I haven't met Quincy yet, but I did meet David Foster for a PBS special we did. And he's got a great quick wit. He's funny. His sense of humor is hilarious.
Very smart.
Yes.
Very smart.
Foster,
you think you're on one subject, and all of a sudden he's related to 2 or 3 others. He's very smart.
And of course, we lost the extraordinary Burt Bacharach this week, who was talk about the amount of music and lives he's touched with his songs. Every single song.
Right.
That's music that also I think has transcended not only the ages, but generations too. A lot of people are hearing this music for the first time now, and they're like, my God, this stuff's really good, solid music,
Right.
Here's another great one.
Francine York. Francine York became one of my best friends. I encouraged her to do her autobiography. I mean, she had iconic roles in Batman and Star Trek and all these different crazy things. I just finished her book last week.
Wow.
I'm working on the covers, and she passed away, unfortunately.
Yes.
And we were so different. You could just tell how she's all glammed and I'm all country.
Comfy,
We did have hats in common, but
and red. You got the red going.
Right, exactly.
We had him as a guest, and he's amazing.
West Side Story. He's George Chakiris.
Yes.
We used to be neighbors in where do we live?
Where?
Hancock Park in Los Angeles. And we'd see each other when we were walking our dogs and different things. And he was an amazing dancer in his time.
Ooh.
Boy, one of
He,
the best.
he doesn't age either. We had him on as a guest, gang. If you missed the episode where George Takiris, West Side Story Moore, was a guest on our show, check it out. It's in the archives on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. He pretty much looks the same.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? He's very friendly. He'll stop and talk to you. And
very much. And his stories are amazing too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, we have Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly. I think George Takiris should go into that category.
I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Here we go. Here. There's Eric Braeden too.
Oh, yes. So he's with Joe Sabatino. Joe Sabatino has an acting resume longer than Eric Braeden.
Right.
He has an amazing resume. And here we were at Eric's house interviewing him. John and I used to run the magazine Actors Reporter. And what a gentleman. Really nice guy, and took his time, because how long has he been on that soap opera? What?
The Young and the Restless.
30 years or something?
At least that. Yes.
At least that, yeah.
Yeah, a central figure, a central character, and a beloved actor.
Joe Sabatino now has his own program called Beyond the Talk. Beyond the Talk. You got to check it out. I think he's on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Cool.
Yeah. I can't see. Oh, that's the Manhattan Transfer.
Yes, that's Paul.
Alan Paul.
Alan Paul. I'd love to get him on the show. I saw him with the rest of the gang. Oh, it's 5 years ago, maybe, when they were performing, and they were on fire.
They're always on fire. It's amazing. Yeah. This was
at
Manhattan
Transfer. Yeah.
Right. At his home. Lovely gentleman. And I'll try to hook you up together with him so that he can be on the show.
Really
his wife is also very talented and writes books and is into health and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they have a wonderful life together.
That is very, very nice. Here's another great shot.
Oh, we lost Bob Wall recently.
Yeah.
That was a big sadness for me. He was actually, this is on the set of some commercial that he was doing, and they recreated his scar on his face because he was with Bruce Lee.
Yes,
he was O'Hara in, what was it called? Enter the Dragon. And we were very good friends. We'd see each other, him and his family, his wife and sister and stuff, all the time. It was a very hard loss for me that we lost Bob Wall.
Yeah. We've lost a lot of people in recent years. I don't know what's going on, what's in the water, but yeah.
Well, the older you get, the more people pass. It's the hardest thing. Kevin Sorbo and Brenda Epperson, two of my favorite people in the industry right there. We were at Kevin Sorbo's house when he used to live in California. Now he's moved to Florida. But Kevin is an amazing person. He has a book out that you should read. He had a life-changing experience where he almost died. And I forget the name of the book. I'm sorry, Kevin. But
it'd be great to have him on the show to talk about the book.
Oh, let's do that. Let's do that for sure. And Brenda Epperson, she was the lead in The Young and the Restless. Wasn't that The Young and the Restless for many, many years? And she's still out there. And she's also a singer and has songs you want to look into.
That is so cool, right? So many incredible people, over the years and so many experiences. But then there's John.
Yes. This is a photo by Randy Dorman in Nashville. We were 3 or 4 years ago. And when we started working together, it was an amazing thing because John and I are absolutely opposite. He's water. I'm dirt, like he's November 11th. I'm May 12th. You couldn't be more opposite. But we bring oppositeness to music, and we respect and listen to each other's opinion. And somehow it really works.
What's a typical day like for you guys?
Well, you're feeding the animals in the morning.
Well,
feed the animals in the morning.
Well, John wakes up early. He wakes up at 3 or 4. something's on his mind, whether he goes to a song or something like that, I'm still asleep. Okay. When I wake up, I may wave to him or see him, and then I will go and feed the animals. So we have goats, chickens, peacocks, desert tortoises, dogs,
Wow.
cats. I say we have, I think they have us rather than we have them. And then after we do that, I start on the computer. I start with Europe and the time zones, Australia and stuff, where I can still talk to the DJs, the radio DJs and different things. And after I go through Europe, then I hit the United States. Then I try to hit all the social media. And I have an assistant that helps me with different things. And then when John does wake up again, we talk about our calendar. And I tell him what he's on his calendar for that day, whether he has radio shows or TV appearances, or whether he's meeting someone for this, that, and the other, or whether he has to work with me on a remix of a song, or he was just asked to do a radio show called Songwriter's Perspective, and allows him to bring other songwriters onto it. And once the radio in Nevada shows it on the radio, airs it, I should say, then we're allowed to put it on John's YouTube channel.
Great.
And so I forgot what the question was.
The two of
What's
you.
our schedule? Our schedule's
Yes,
crazy.
the typical schedule with
Yeah.
John there.
Tuesday nights we go square dancing.
Ah, cool.
Yes, and I love square dancing. It's a international sport
Yes,
that
it is. They
you
take it
should look
serious.
into. You know, we get
I
young
never
people.
took square dance. I took a little bit of ballroom.
We
but
took
didn't
ballroom
take-
dancing.
Did you say
yeah.
ballroom? Yeah.
Yes, but square dancing is fun. So we're pretty busy, and then in the evening, then it's where he's performing, or what appearance he's making. We do a lot of appearances now digitally.
That's the new world, right? Do
It
you
is.
like that, or do you still like seeing people in person and having a cup of
Yeah.
coffee in person? Do you like that? Do you miss that, or are you liking the digital sort of distant thing?
I like them both.
Both.
I think it was hard for me a little bit in the 80s when I started to get into the computer and the internet to start having relationships with people that I never met in person. I must have scores of people that I know very, very well that I've never touched, hugged, kissed, give them a pat on the back. I like the personal contact. But on the other hand, the digital has opened up the world amazingly. John performed at 4 different charity events in the last 6 or 8 weeks. And we weren't there. We were there live in the Zoom talking. We were
virtually. Yeah.
We were there virtually doing his performances and different things. So it certainly does open the world. But so yeah, I like them both. I'm just grateful for opportunities.
Do you think you'd ever end up on a CD or anything singing with him?
Never. Did I?
Even your speaking voice is terrific. There's a tiny hint of rasp. It's a sultry sort of sound, which is terrific, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a singer. We sing
I like
together
the way
just
she
for
said,
fun,
yeah.
and when the kids come from the different groups and stuff, I'll join in a little bit. But he is the singer, and but he's the one that had me do the interviews for the radio show on Songwriter's Perspective. I'm the one that interviewed. I fought against it and I lost.
You lost.
Yeah.
But enjoying it, right?
Yes. He helped me quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And making that presentation. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and you're always helping so many people along the way too, which I think is a absolutely beautiful thing. And one of the things that I mentioned is audience psychology. That might be a new term for some folks watching. Tell us what that is and how you work with that. I think it's fantastic.
Well, I thought I named it myself. I thought I made it up, audience psychology, but I learned that other people had used that term before. When you're performing, whether you're answering a phone at some corporate office and you're performing on the phone, or like you mentioned, the 8-year-old that we had that was doing the book report, or you're singing, or you're a comic, you're a public speaker, you're a school teacher. I was a lawyer, being in front of jury, being in front of a judge. It's
Serious
all
stuff. Yeah.
performance. And it's not as important as to what you do. What's really important is how the audience is reacting to you.
Mhm.
And that's what I teach. I teach audience psychology. Here's my shameless plug of my book,
Yeah.
Dynamic Song Performance, A Singer's Bible. And that's beautiful Danica Quinn on the cover. And I learned a lot from Anthony Robbins. Remember Anthony Robbins, the
Tony
motivational guy?
Robbins, he's still going strong. Yeah.
Yeah, The Giant Within, that type. I've read, I think, all of his books. And I will share one little thing with everyone, which I think is most important. People take in information differently. Some people take it in by ear, auditory. Some of them take it in visually. And some of them take it in on how they feel kinetically. And when I am in front of a judge, I always looked at the judge and what they did before. I wanted to know how they took in information. So if I felt that they said something like, "Oh, I hear what you're saying, counsel. I see what you're saying. I understand it. I get it, counsel. Move on." Those are telling me hints on how they're taking information. When you're performing to the world, you have to hit all three. Whether you're doing what you're doing, whether you're doing what I'm doing now, speaking to the world, you want to try to connect to all of your audience. So that's my first audience psychology hint. Speak to everyone so that no matter how they're taking in information, you're sharing it.
It's amazing you said that, because I have come to the determination, and after conversations with a lot of experts, that I do all three. And those are the three big ones for me. I'm very, very visual. As far as hearing and sound, I've even had doctors tell me it's actually heightened. Certain sounds I'll hear that an average person won't hear. And when the sound is heard, especially soft voices, flowing water, musical instruments really come in. The visual and the audio for me come in and they merge and they create feel. I'm a very feel oriented person. So one of the questions I always ask in life, not just in interviews, is why? And I've determined why I ask why. And the reason why I ask why is because I want to feel it. And you get feeling from the why. The how, the when, the where, the who, and the what are some of the nuts and bolts of how we do what we do and put it together. But the why is my entree to feeling it. So I really love to feel the situation, the room, the experience, the scenario, the people I'm with, expressing myself as well. So the visual is definite. I am extremely visual. My eyes operate sometimes like a movie camera. Even when I was a kid, I remember a period, I think I mentioned this once to one of the guests. When I was a kid, I would lay in the bed, probably around like age 11, and I would pretend, probably why I'm working in this industry, I would pretend that when I'm falling asleep, I'm fading to black. So my eyes would slowly close and I would be fading to black, like the end of an episode of a TV show, the end of a film. And that was the conclusion of that episode of my life. That day was an episode in my living and the Gym Master's life, the Gym Master's story. And I've always done that. And I'm a high level empath and been described as higher consciousness and intuitive, all these different things that people have told me, not something that I have said, but I've been able to now finally put definitions to things I've always felt. And one of those things that really brought it out was when I went to Pahrump, Nevada, And I drove alone in that rental car after the TV shoot and went to Death Valley alone there and back with nobody knowing. Nobody had any idea I was going to be there. I didn't even know I was going to do it, but there was some sort of an energy, three energies. I felt that there was a divine telling me to do it. I felt the power of the earth because it's raw earth. So it's as earth as you get. And also nature all around me. And it drew me into Death Valley. And it had to be, because I'm such a people-oriented person, so communal, this had to be an alone experience where it was just me with divine earth and nature experiencing whatever was going to happen. Who knew what was going to happen when I was going to drive alone in Death Valley? But some of the things that I saw were like this, was absolutely spectacular.
Beautiful.
And this is where the visual came in. I'm like, oh, I got to grab this. And I'm driving through Death Valley with the spa new age channel on Sirius XM on the radio. So the music was matching what my eyes were soaking up. It was just an incredible experience. And this is actually at the entrance, just towards in Pahrump, which is stunning. And this rainbow, and there was actually a period where 4 rainbows came out of the sky, and it hit the top of a mountain, and then it reflected back up towards the sun and created a copper volcanic explosion look, which was extraordinary. So very visual. There's that road everybody sees in Death Valley. And that was a very important experience for me to have. And I've been told by a lot of people that it had to be alone. It couldn't be with family and friends. It had to be something only you experienced. And that's when the visual and the auditory and the feeling was really at its height. And probably why I do what I do for a living. I really love to listen. I love to feel, and I love to engage. So I don't call these things at all interviews, because to me, interviews are 10 questions, check them off, barely listen to the guest, make it only about you, and then say, okay, next. To me, it's a conversation. I'm getting a lot from you. Hopefully you're getting things from me, the viewers, and we're all in this together, and we all benefit from it. So the video, the audio, the visual, the audio, and the feeling for me have always been the trifecta. And I love the fact that you pointed those 3 things out as being very important, because as time has gone on, I've been able to identify those things and realize that I'm very in tune with that and share it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, I love Death Valley. We used to take our dogs over there we used to walk our dogs over there. It's a half an hour away. There's a little town called Shoshone. Don't blink, you'll miss it. And they're at I'll just hope that maybe we'll go together to Death Valley next time you're in my area.
That sounds good. You probably know some little nuggets that I didn't know. You know, I'm driving this rental car saying, are we going to run out of gas? What's going to happen? And it was in August.
No, that was not a good idea.
That's what I mean. It's August. It's a rental car. Nobody knew I was doing it. There were no supplies in the car. It's a rental car. I only know the make and model. I don't know if it's going to overheat or break down, but I needed to have that. I had to, my go-to is the ocean. You know, I'm on the East Coast. I grew up near the ocean. We're just a couple of blocks, literally could walk to the ocean from here. And the ocean is that, you know, I've said it 1,000 times, but it's my go-to. I got to have the feet in the sand. I'm in it, swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, sailing it, the tide, the rhythm, the power. I like, kind of like Death Valley. It's larger than me. It's larger than us.
Yes.
It's not about me. It's about it. And I'm a part of it. So the ocean has always been my go-to. So couldn't have been the ocean. Couldn't have been the lively city with the skyline and the theaters and the restaurants. And it couldn't have been a beautiful forest with trees. It had to be stripped of all that. It had to be hot, risky, unplanned, unprepared, something I wouldn't have done, unscripted, nothing that's scripted, like in the world that I'm in television and radio and all that. None of that. And you take the car go the heck in and see what happens. And it was really, it's only a few years ago it happened. And it's just, people say I should write a book about it. People say, the way I describe it, they feel like they didn't have to be in the car with me, because the way I describe it, it's like they were in the car. And I mentioned several times that when I first went in, I felt extreme guilt, which is a weird thing to feel. And the guilt was that I didn't have loved ones and friends in the car with me to share in the experience. I like to facilitate experiences for other
Right.
people. And then I get excited hearing their giggles and oohs and ahs and their joy. And I had no opportunity to do that, to share it with anybody. So there was a point where, Pepper J, I was going to turn that car around and go back to the hotel and Pahrump and just, drive to Vegas, which is actually a beautiful drive from Pahrump to
Yes.
Vegas, drive that with the rental car, turn the rental car in and fly back east. And something kept telling me to stay there and go in and to do it. And for about 20 minutes, I had this real guilt that I didn't have my family and friends to share it. But then when I felt those energies of the divine, Mother Nature, and the earth pulling at me, telling me, you got an option, Jim, you can go back to the hotel in Pahrump, turn this car back, or you can keep going and see what happens and challenge yourself. Up to you. We won't tell you what to do. I did that. And then as I went in, it became a liberating experience. That self-imposed, I imposed that on me, that weight of family and friends not being with me, because I'm so communal, that lifted and that went away. And all of a sudden it became my experience, something I can tell other people. But the guilt that I placed on myself of not sharing, I had Death Valley, like you have the Grand Canyon, like you have the Eiffel Tower, the Empire State Building, on a pedestal. Well, if I'm going to go to Death Valley, it's got to be with the loved ones and friends. It's going to be a Brady Bunch station wagon visit or something, but there was no room for that. And it became a very, very, and then I said, well, why didn't this happen when I was like 18 or 20 or 30? And they're like, you wouldn't have been ready for it. You might not have noticed it. It might not have been something that, you might have just blown it off, but it was a gift that was given you. You had to have lived life and have your experiences and have this gift and be challenged to go in there and be met with self, not you on TV, on radio, with family, with friends, with the ocean, with any of that. You with you, the rental car, and hot Death Valley. And it was unreal. Have you ever had a Death Valley like experience where it was life-changing for you, Pepper J?
I don't know that I would say like that. When I was younger, I used to think I could do anything. And I was in the Santa Monica Beach and I decided to swim under the pier. So I went underneath and I got to the middle part and you couldn't go under the pier. They had a big chain link fence there. And then I realized I probably didn't have enough air to go back. And I thought, oh, this is where I'm going to die. Okay. I didn't know. You have to die somewhere. I did make it back because I was like 12 at the time. So that to me was a life day changing experience that you ought to think a little bit before you go forward, Pepper J. But I was glad for you that you enjoyed that. I try to make every day a life changing experience because the older we get, the more precious the day is. Time stands still for no one, and that's a real truth. And I just try to appreciate and enjoy. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I feel myself smile. And I think to myself, okay, thank you. You gave me another day.
That's a gift.
And I think appreciation is the key to happiness. No matter how little or large you might have it, the appreciation for what you have, that's the key. Yeah.
It really is. You know what I mean? To take time to appreciate the fact that these gifts are in front of us and right here around us. And, you have an inspirational quality to you. Is that something you've thought of pursuing as well? Even deeper? I mean, you do it through the music and everything else, but you have a certain understanding of life and what it's all about. Is that something you've thought about pursuing, coaching others and things of that nature?
I think in everything we do, we affect people. As an
Yes.
attorney, I affected my clients, I affected the judges, I affected the jurors. I try to spread goodness, and I try to spread what I feel is warmth and love, regardless of whether it's somebody that's opposing me or not. Um, as a school teacher, we certainly get lots of opportunities to notice one of our students maybe not being quite so happy that day and giving them a little extra attention or something. The kids that show up at our ranch, I was blessed. I had both of my parents until very late in life. And, not everybody is blessed to have parents at all, or you don't choose your family. Sometimes you get lucky and get good ones, and sometimes you don't. And there's just every day and every interaction a way to affect people. So for me, I wouldn't choose to be like a coach or inspirational person or anything. I'm just trying to be whatever I am. And that changes all the time as I learn and live and grow and meet wonderful, wonderful people. Many of the people that are on this chat right now are people that mean a lot to me, and people that are watching it after the fact. And I think you are a spreader of goodness, and I honor people that do that. So I think in everyday life, you be the change. You be the person that peace begins with you. How do you react when someone cuts you off when you're driving? Do you, or do you, okay, go on, honey, go on. You must have been thinking about something. Put yourself in their spot. Oh, excuse me, you dropped this. Whether it's money or whatever object, it's a stranger. You're there to help. Oh, here, let me help you open the door. You can be the change. You can start right this moment and make you the change. I decided when I was about 6 that I was going to be the change. I don't know how or why, but I tried to make people's life better. I wanted to be Robin Hood, literally.
Yes.
But so I think everyone can be the change, and peace can start with me, and peace can start with you. Because sometimes it looks overwhelming. What can I do about this war or this problem?
Trying
or
to
this
solve everything, right?
You can start with yourself and how you react and how you interact with people, particularly strangers. Do you walk past people that you don't know and not look at them? Or you give them a glimpse of hello and a little smile and a nod? Try doing that with strangers. It will change your life.
I do that all the time, and I know
know
you
you do.
do as well. You do as well, right? And it can really make somebody's day, and including make your day as well. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful day. Hold the door for somebody at the post office. Somebody trips, help them
Help them
up.
out. Yes.
Plus, you also never know when you're going to trip. You know?
That's true. I mentioned that John and Ferrari and I are really opposite, but we share the same morality. We share the same ethics. We share the same calmness of goodness in people.
You have a similar moral compass. Yeah.
Right. And I think if everyone, if you are out there and you're thinking, oh, I got a lousy this, I got a lousy that, and this, that, and the other, recognize that it's lousy. I get that. But then what can you do? Maybe the person that's really being harassing you, you should maybe just be a little nicer to them, or force a nice smile, or think, maybe he's had a bad day or something. Literally, peace can start with you, and kindness, giving out kindness. The best gift is yourself. When you're being kind and helpful, you're the one that gets the biggest gift.
I want to come hang with you guys.
Please come back.
How much levity we would have there at the ranch.
Yes. Well, I've been a levity for a while now.
Yes, you have. And they sort of reissued that because they're like, she's a levity. Yes, she has been a levity, and now she's an on-air levity. So you're dubbed levity. I always say there's Emmys, Grammys, Academy Awards, Tellys, Tonys, Golden Globes, Peabodys, all these great things. But how does it feel when we say You're a lovity on the Jim Masters Show live, Pepper J.
Ooh, I love it. And I'm not really joking at all, because not only do I love the shows, I love the very nice, lovely people that are in your chat room, your fans that follow you and are there. They're kind, they're nice, they're constructive. Sometimes they have a little chat with each other and remind them of some past episode of yours. I feel very welcome when I'm in the chat with the other lovities.
You are very welcome. And John is as well. John's been here as a guest. We'll definitely have him back as well. And we actually have something too that you sent along that we'd love to share. In the Night. Tell us about that. Music.
Oh, yes. Okay, so In the Night is one of the songs on the Be the Smile on...
Masquerading in the Night?
No, In the Night.
Oh, the duet.
Is it Masquerading in the Night or In the Night, Jim?
Well, this just says In the Night.
Okay, so that was a song on the 2020 album, Be the Smile on Your Face. And you know that you're buying that album on Amazon if my goat, Ozzy, is on the
I
cover.
don't think it's on there.
Is that the one, In the Night?
Yeah,
He says maybe I have the wrong album. I've done so many albums I get
You've done
confused.
so many. How many
It's a
have you
duet.
done? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, right?
It's on this-
Okay, so erase everything I just said.
Well, not everything.
Yeah, so not everything. My Heart Can't Breathe is the album that In the Night is on. Let's see. There's Johnny. That was Jeff Fasano who did that picture in Nashville. And In the Night is a duet with Tanya Hatcheroff. And she's amazing.
So you think
don't-
we're good to air it? Only because YouTube goes crazy with copyright and all that. You think we're
Oh.
okay to
But
air it?
sure. What do we have? Do we have like a lyric video or something?
We have the MP3 you sent.
Oh, okay. Let's listen to In the Night with John Michael Ferrari and Tanya Hatcheroff.
Here it is. What a great intro, my friend.
I guess.
Here we go.
Is there a place we can go? Steal a kiss? Who would know? No one will find us in the night.
The moon is out, the stars are bright, a perfect night to breathe the light. Shadows will hide us in the night.
Roaring like thunder, the lightning we share.
If people could see us, they'd know that we care.
Hear me sing your serenade, a poem in rhyme on every page. And I say I love you, I'm not afraid. You're the magic, my symphony. Every dream I dream, you bring to me. Roses of color in the night, breaking the sound with the words that I hear,
Touching my heart with a love so sincere.
the opera that we play tonight. The final act will give us life, 'cause all that matters is your smile. You're my dream. You're my dream. You're my everything. There's a place we can go to steal a kiss. Who would know? No one will find us. The shadows will hide us in the night.
Boy,
We had a 16-year-old.
beautiful.
Thank you. Here it comes again.
That's the encore.
We had a 16-year-old girl here a couple of years ago or a year or so ago. It says, yeah, I have a boyfriend and I would like to find a place where we could kiss. Apparently they've never kissed and she had never kissed a boy before. And John said to her, oh, like Romeo and Juliet. And this 16-year-old girl said, who? And like we were absolutely shocked that she did not know who Romeo and Juliet were. I mean, people should at least know that they're, I don't know, in a play or in a story.
I was talking to somebody that never heard of Lucille Ball.
And so so in that frame of mind, he wrote this. It was like musical theater. He does some of his songs are like Broadway type songs.
Yes.
Although this is getting radio play, particularly in Australia and New Zealand and South Korea right now.
Wow.
The world is a small place.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of comments from our JMS Lovity squad here. It's like songs I listened to in the 60s. Yes, it does have sort of a warm retro vibe to it. Pam
Like
saying,
soft rock or something.
Elizabeth saying beautiful. Kathleen in New York City saying very nice. Jen Berry saying a Lovity song. Yes, it is. She's in Allentown, Pennsylvania, USA. Maureen in Arizona, USA. What a beautiful song. I'm trying not to cry. Pam is already crying with thumbs up. Very touching. Jane in Sweden, a part of our Lovity squad, says absolutely wonderful with hearts. And Sophie Love 23. Welcome, Sophie, to the Jim Master Show. All John's songs are amazing. This one is a big, big favorite of mine. And she has lots of flames icons there and all kinds of hearts and all kinds of cool things.
Yeah,
Lovely
Sophie
things.
Love is a 17-year-old that started as our student, still our student, but she sings with John. And
Oh, she
she'll be singing
does.
with John next time he goes to Nashville too.
Oh, that's fantastic. Welcome to our show,
Sophie.
Sophie. And anybody that's new, I hope you'll watch us regularly. And, we welcome everybody that's new. And why do you love this? Why do you love the ride that you're on? It's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful ride. You're such a spirited, soulful person. And you and I have been working so hard with our crazy schedules to put this together, to have you come. You've wanted so much to come on the Jim Master Show, and I've wanted you so much to come on because I knew that this vibe that's filling the air for everybody would be something quite amazing as it is. And just as long as that beautiful flame has been behind you going, that's some piece of wood you have back there. It never ends.
Oh, it ends. It ends.
It ends eventually.
Well, it's absolutely wonderful to be here with you. I think you do a lot of good. You showcase a lot of people, and I appreciate the moment. Thank you.
And why do you love what you do so much? What are some of those continued blessings and joys in your life, Pepper J? I know you're very humble, but you are really you're a spitfire. You're filled with heart and soul. I mention you and everybody's like, oh my God, Pepper J, I love Pepper J. And it's so easy to see why, because you're so kind and giving. You're so supportive. That's why you're a fabulous educator as well. That's why you're also a brilliant lawyer and an entertainer, because you understand all these facets of giving and communication and justice and doing the right thing. And I think that's a fantastic way to be, Pepper J.
Well, thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I do appreciate every day. And I think that appreciation helps me every day to enjoy what goes on. Oh, it's a beautiful sunny day. Oh, it's a beautiful rainy day. Ooh, it's really cloudy today. Whatever is thrown at you, just do the best you can. And I enjoy it. I feel blessed. I love where I live. I love who I live with. I love what I'm doing. I love the people I'm doing it with. And God's given me lots of good opportunities. My father taught me it's not how long you're here, it's how well you do it. And I try to be part of the good guys.
And
That's all.
you absolutely are. You're just love it on many different levels, as is John. And somebody else that agrees is a legendary comedian and actor beloved who played God in the movies, Mr. George Burns. Of course, he always appears on our show with his cigar.
Hi, George.
He hangs down below. He's sort of my associate producer. He's down below with his martini. My aunt collected dolls, and this got passed down through the family to me. I always make sure I say that because people sometimes might be thinking, is this guy actually a doll in his hand? This is a family heirloom. My aunt had a room filled with thousands of dollars worth of real serious collectible dolls. And when he hit that magic age, she made sure she collected this very official George Burns doll. And he always pops in to add to the levity.
I love it.
And he loved the conversation. He learned so much more about you he didn't know. And he sends you his love from himself and from Gracie.
Good. Is Gracie here too? I met George Burns in an elevator once at the airport.
See, I knew that would spark a story. Tell us about meeting George Burns in an elevator once. Was it going up or down?
So I was coming in, he was coming out, and I actually said to him, "You're one of the good guys." And he said, "Tell Gracie that." And that was it. That was my entire conversation.
But that alone, you know what I mean? And somebody else that loved the conversation, which was a gift over the holidays from one of our lovely viewers, Maureen in Arizona, a mini me, a Mr. Lovety. Could you believe this?
Oh, I like that. I can see it.
This was sent by Maureen. She had this made, and Mr. Lovety, a mini Jim Masters here. And he thoroughly enjoyed himself as well. He had a great time, and he loves you both as well. So he's hanging out with George. They're having a little conference below there. But you're amazing, truly, Pepper J. I knew we were going to have a wonderful time. Pam says 6 degrees of separation. Jane says that this has been a great show with a wonderful guest. Thanks, Pepper, for being with us. Jane's watching in Sweden. Thanks, Jim. Is the last song duet available to find? Well, Amazon, right? Is it Amazon?
Right. And I invite everyone to look up John Michael Ferrari, Ferrari. You can find this and all of his music on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Reverb Nation.
And definitely support,
like,
download and support. Yeah,
comment,
exactly. That's what we say.
Twist, whatever you're supposed to do. We appreciate the support.
All these shows and all of these things like this, like, comment, support, it helps me, it helps Pepper J, it helps John, it helps all of us. If you enjoy all the things we're all doing,
right.
Liking, comment, supporting really, really hugely makes
and
makes
in the
difference.
night is available to download on Amazon.
Yes, that's right. Because you want to support too. So Amazon, you can download it and make sure you support the artists as well, gang. Because that really helps them. It drives them to create more great music and with us with content as well. Everything, Randy's still here. Randy's a trooper, Randy and Ann. Your daddy was right, and amen.
Oh, good.
And
yeah,
Randy and Ann, we'll have to have them back on the show too. They were on our show and we had such a great time.
Oh,
and
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they were here.
I'm going to look at the past episode of them.
And they sent Maggie along. Maggie was through Randy and Ann.
I saw that episode. Maggie's amazing.
And her father, I met the father, Ron, the parents, very nice people.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, Pepper. Great show from Kathleen in New York City. Arizona says, Pepper, thank you so much for being Jim's guest today. You inspire me to be a better person. # Lovety.
Lovety.
And Elizabeth says, Pepper has a beautiful balance. I agree. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And This is really beautiful. Some great comments coming in here. Randy and Ann say, Jim, Heart, you are invited to our first annual Hot Diggity Dog Pickin' Party at Scenic Ridge on Sunday, the 22nd. You went, oh, wow. That sounds like a lot of fun. Have you been to that yet?
So this is the first annual that will be coming up, but we've been at their beautiful Scenic Ridge home and studio many times. They are very extremely talented and special people. Annie and Randy Dorman. And I have a CD of Randy Dorman's. He doesn't talk about it too much.
No.
But I'm going to tell you, it's an amazing CD.
Yes.
I listen to it all the time.
Sherry Larson in Kansas. She's excited because her team is in the Super Bowl. Thank you, Pepper, for joining us. What a wonderful conversation. You're amazing. Sherry, the fact that you are watching our show on the day of the Super Bowl when you could be making the dip or whatever you would be doing, we really appreciate Sherry. And I'm ambidextrous. I won't say which team, only because my teams in New York are not in it. So, good luck to all. Pepper, where is your, Jen loves to ask this of our guests. She's in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Where is your Zen place? Ocean or mountains? Now, she's in the mountains of Pennsylvania. She loves the mountains. I'm on the coast. I love the ocean. You're in the desert. So what is your Zen place? Is where you are your Zen place?
Jen, I also love the ocean, but there's no place I'd rather be than on my ranch here in Pahrump, Nevada. Now, I'm a dirt person. I like growing things, digging up the dirt, feeling the dirt, mixing the dirt, and I love the forest. Gosh, I just try to find goodness in every place, but my Zen place is I wake up and think, oh, how lucky am I? Although in truth, I kind of take that wherever I go.
Yes.
Because I wake up.
That's a good,
when after you get to a certain age, that becomes an issue. You think, oh, okay. I'm just saying it's something we think about.
They say, and I've always said, when you wake up in the morning, you've won.
Yes.
You've won. Mm-hmm. You've absolutely won.
And try to make it productive, and so that you feel like you've done something good for people or the earth or your life that day. Yeah.
Well, Elizabeth says you've been a huge inspiration. And she says huge inspiration in caps to our two girls. We are blessed.
Thank you, honey. I love you.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're like 10 and 11. They sing John Michael Ferrari songs everywhere they go. I just love them to death. And not because of that, because that's two, but they're just delightful to be around. They're delightful.
All of the above.
All the
boxes are checked.
Check.
This has been really a fabulous way to spend a Sunday afternoon. And you are a blessing in my life as well. You and John. Love you guys. We will be together in the same zip code real soon. Encourage people also to go to pepperj.com. That's her website, filled with a lot of cool things about her life, her experiences, her accolades, all the things that she loves and supports and believes in as well. And of course, John Michael Ferrari, support his music, support everything he's doing. They are a team together, 30 plus years. It takes a village and a gang. If you love all of these things that we're doing, if you've enjoyed this episode, give us a like, drop a comment on our YouTube channel, comment section, subscribe to our YouTube channel, costs nothing. We would love that. And good stuff. Blessings to all. That's a wonderful way to wrap. I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, and the show met whatever expectations you had, my friend. This was a blessing.
I had no expectations, Jim. I was just glad to have the opportunity to chat with you again.
I loved it as well. You keep well, you and John there in beautiful Pahrump, Nevada. I'll make my return visit there. If you're on the East Coast, let me know. We'll get together on the East Coast, and we'll keep the porch light on for you too. You're welcome back anytime, Pepper J.
I'll do that, and make sure you send me your address. I owe you a Pahrump mug.
Oh, that's right. So I tried to get something as close as I can with the Vegas.
I saw that. That was a nice mug. That was nice.
Welcome to Vegas and all. And we'll get a Pahrump mug. That sounds good. All right. Love you, Pepper J and
Thank you,
John.
Jim. Really.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
John, you want to wave? You can put your hand in there and wave. Go ahead. You want to
That's
step
good.
in?
Yeah, that's
come
enough.
on in. There he is. There's John.
Yeah.
So how you doing? This is a bonus. This is a bonus game. John, how are you? How's everything going?
Very well. Just sitting over here listening to everything. And, we're getting ready to go to Nashville next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has
That's
several
exciting,
performances.
huh?
JohnMichaelFerrari.com. Click on the tour button and you'll see where he's performing and ask him to come to a city near you.
Yeah.
That's it. You heard it here on the Jim Master Show. And thanks for being her associate producer today, John. You were great.
Thank you.
Pepper J, we love you.
Love you, Tim. Thanks.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Pepper J is with us here on the Jim Master Show. And a bonus, John Michael Ferrari as well. If you didn't see the episode he was on, he was with us. We had an epic episode. You can see that in the JMS archives on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We will have Pepper J back. We will have John back as well as a guest on our show. This is what we do, gang. None of it is scripted. None of it is, boxed in or claustrophobic. We don't do anything scripted. There's no teleprompters. There's nothing pre-planned. They turn their lights on and their camera. We turn our lights on and camera and audio, and we just let it roll. And we invite all of you around the world to join us. That's what we do at the Jim Masters Show Live. They're accomplished, producers and performers and sharing of their time and talent. Pepper J, extraordinary. She's been doing this since the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, she grew up in Hollywood. Acting, commercials, TV sitcoms, TV series, all of it. Got into music. She was a teacher. She was a lawyer, a music producer, an actress, a film producer. And John, of course, a brilliant performer, musician, singer, songwriter extraordinaire. He popped in towards the end, and they've been making beautiful music together for 30 plus years. A lot of special people also joined us today in our Lovity chat room who have been fans of our series. Some have been guests of our show as well. Randy and Ann Dorman, we love them. And just everybody. If you're new to our show, come back. Don't just sample us once. We're always here for you. And don't keep it a secret. Let everybody know about what we're doing here. It's quite special. It's unique. It's different. Yeah, I work in television, radio, stage, and film, but what we're doing here is really something extra special because it's interactive. We're here with all of you. And again, every episode of our show is something different, something unique. We don't just talk about the same topics. We don't just showcase the same type of guest. It's across the board. And we love it. And it's a heck of a lot of work, but we love it. Let's check in with some of our Lovity squad and see what we've got going on here. And then we shall wrap up. Yes, the Super Bowl is here. Kansas City versus Philadelphia. Ooh, it's going to get hot and heavy. Blessings to all, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. We welcome everybody who's new. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment, share the Lovity. Tell everybody you know about our show. Jane says, fantastic show, Jim. Thank you, Jane. We appreciate that very much. Jen Barry says, John and Pepper are both Lovities. Now, you love the chairs, right? There you go. There's the chair she sat in. Look at that. Isn't that a cool chair? And the fire's still going. We have this whole thing where we get a chance to see the guests' chairs. Well, there's the chair that Pepper J sat in for about an hour and 45 minutes for this incredible exclusive conversation. That's a chair. Look at that chair. Isn't that beautiful? That's a great, that's a beautiful scene. You expect like Dean Martin is sitting in that right now or something. That's the chair. We love when we get a chance to see the chairs. Isn't that a beautiful chair? I know we have this whole collection of seeing the guests' chairs. I got to put a whole show together. It's going to take time because you got to edit it and everything, but where I got to go through all these, 3 years of episodes and maybe do a show where we show the guests' chairs and you guess which guest sat in which chair on which couch and everything else. Yes, it looks really, really nice. I know that's a beautiful chair that she sat in. Look at that chair. Gorgeous. Sherry Larson in Kansas says, thank you, Jim, for another fabulous show. Everyone have a fabulous rest of the day. We wanted to do this earlier because we know a lot of people might be watching the Super Bowl. We've got a whole gathering happening, food and drink and all that happening. So we wanted to do it earlier. Plus, it's a nice time to do it in the afternoon as we did it here for all of you. And we just had a beautiful time. And believe it or not, Pepper J and I have been, she's so busy, I'm so busy. We've been trying to put this together for the longest time. And then we were going to have her on about a week and a half ago. But then we had to upgrade our internet, our Wi-Fi, our electric, all these things had to be upgraded. So there was like a couple of days where we had no shows. We had to reschedule all the guests because everything all of a sudden had to be upgraded all at once. And here she is. Pam says, just like an American Indian chair. Beautiful chair, right? Thank you, Sherry Larson. Yes, we are, Jen. Rihanna is doing the halftime, I believe. Rihanna is the performer for the halftime. Traffic will be insane. Enjoy your day. All hugs. Absolutely, to Kathleen in New York City. Kathleen, we still have to fill that gumball gift you gave me, that candy holder, because all the M&Ms were eaten. Traffic will be insane getting out of Glendale, so I will take Pepper's message with me. Patience. Yes. I never sent in the chair because mostly I watch you in my bed. That is now broken and start to fall apart. The chair that you were in, Jane, what's falling apart? Your chair or your bed? I hope your bed's not falling apart. There might be time for a new bed. If your chair's falling apart, then it might be time for a new chair. We had a whole episode where we had our viewers send us photos of the chairs that they sit in, or couches, sofas, love seats that they sit in when they watch our show. So, gang, you guys are the best. And Sherry Larson in Kansas says, thank you, Jim, for another fabulous show. Everyone have a fabulous rest of the day. Remember, Chiefs for the win. Love and hugs. Good luck to everybody. May I'm balance and harmony. Good luck to all. Thanks, Jim. Great show. Have a great day. You as well. Jen Barry. I know, Kathleen, you and I can just rest on this one, right? Because it's not baseball. Our New York Mets are not in this one. So you don't have to work and I don't have to sweat. Rooting for our Mets. Jim, thank you for bringing Pepper to she is such a nice lady, and thanks for bringing her to us. Bring her back soon, please. We shall. Fantastic show, Jim. Pleasure is all mine. John and Pepper are now lovedies. Absolutely. And just checking out a few more, and then good stuff. You guys are great. Thanks for these comments. We really appreciate it. Can we do a slancha? Now, Jen Barry, this is amazing. Jen Barry, you are in Pennsylvania. You're not far from Philadelphia, and you're rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. That's amazing, huh? Don't tell your neighbors they're in Allentown, because I'm sure that they're rooting probably for Philly, since you're in Eagles territory there. But sure, we can do a slancha with our Las Vegas mug. I'm excited. I'm going to be adding a Pahrump, Nevada mug to our JMS collection soon, and I will show that to you guys. But we got as close as we could. This is when I was in Vegas a couple of times. And the last time I was in Vegas was when I was on a TV shoot in Chico, California. Then we went to Sacramento. Then we went to Reno. Then we went to Yerington, Nevada, filming on the horse farm. And then the layover was in Vegas. Picked this up. And then we came back east. No, then we went to Denver. That was another layover. And then we came back to the East Coast. So Vegas, baby. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But Pahrump, Nevada is special to me because we had the TV shoot there for my professional work, the television news magazine series that I co-host with my colleague, Doug Llewellyn, who hosts the People's Court. That's one of the hats I wear. I do a lot of different TV shows and stuff. But And this was one of many of the photos that I took while I was there in Pahrump. And I was going into Death Valley. And that was my adventures in Death Valley. We are actually writing a book about it. There is some video work. There's a couple of people that have approached me, want to do some specials about my experience in Nevada and specifically Death Valley, which was really, really, truly life-changing on many different levels. We thank Pepper J for coming by the Jim Masters Show live series. It was really fantastic to have her. Award-winning music and film producer, actress extraordinaire. You got a bonus of seeing John Michael Ferrari stop by as well, right there with her. All for you. And of course, there's John, up close and personal. All for you on the Jim Masters Show live series. If you enjoyed this and so much more, give it a like. Just click that thumbs up like that's right there on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Drop a comment for us as well. We're very interactive. And don't forget to hit this button. That really helps us when you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're growing and growing and growing. Our subscribers have grown exponentially. Our viewership is extraordinary. We have people watching from all around the world, thousands of people watching. We're working really hard behind the scenes here with limited resources, too, to put all this together, which it blows me away. But we're doing it, and we're doing it with all of you. Maureen says, sending out tight, lovely hugs to you, Jim, and my dear, lovely family. Love you all. Right back at you, Maureen. Love it. Kathleen says, as long as my numbers come out from my Super Bowl boxes, I'm good. Oh, a little betting. Well, good luck. Fill those boxes and circle, point spread and all. Of course, yeah. You told your neighbors that you're rooting for the Chiefs while you live there in Pennsylvania and you're not far from Philadelphia. I already told my neighbors and they know I'm all good, kind of crazy, LOL, Chiefs, LOL. But if Kansas wins, lock your doors. All right. We love you all. Thanks for being with us. We toast you all with our Las Vegas mug once again. And good luck to whichever team wins the Super Bowl. It is today. And we thank you for stopping by the Jim Masters Show live. Spread the word. Tell everybody you know about our series. We're doing something quite special and unique here. We thank you for watching. We thank you for all the comments. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel itself. And we will continue to bring you more cool stuff. Just before you go, something amazing happening tomorrow. Music legend called the original Black Bombshell, iconic singer Holly the Maxwell in the house for a return visit. She actually asked if she can come back on the show. She loved the first time she was here. She said, can I get back on the show? And I said, absolutely. So we made all the arrangements. She's here tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And look who is with us on Tuesday. Another icon, award-winning, iconic French chef, TV personality, multitude of TV series on PBS, cooking shows, cookbook author, culinary educator and instructor, and brilliant artist, Jacques Pepin is with us exclusively this Tuesday, which happens to be Valentine's Day, 2 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. 2 p.m., that's earlier, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 11 a.m., right? 11, 12, 12. Yeah, 11 a.m. Pacific. So 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central. The award-winning, iconic Jacques Pepin is going to be with us Tuesday. Amazing. Also coming up this week, Rebecca Folsom is going to be with us. Critically acclaimed singer-songwriter extraordinaire is going to be with us on the Jim Masters Show live series. All for your entertainment and enjoyment. All these incredible guests are stopping by, and many, many more. If you ever miss any episodes, they're all archived on our YouTube channel, hundreds and hundreds of them on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So check it out. All right, gang, that's it. That's a wrap for this episode. If you're watching live, we'll see you on the next episode. If you're watching this, Memorex and the archives, definitely watch the other episodes as well. Okay, around here we don't say goodbye. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, slancha, avidazain, hasta la vista, buenas noches, ciao, cheers, moi lu, shalom, sayonara. Take care and be well from all of us. Love you, Jim. Love you back. Jen in Pennsylvania. Chef Jacques, yes, he's a dear friend. I interviewed him actually on PBS, and I'm so excited that he's going to come here on the Jim Masters Show on Tuesday. Don't miss it. And if you ever miss anything, everything's in the archives for you guys as well. We also say real quick, because we've got a lot going on here, don't forget to relax. Take care, love one another, and be good to one another as well. All right? Have a good time today, Super Bowl Sunday, and we will see you soon. I'll be back tomorrow right here on the Jim Masters Show live series. Thanks for all the levity. Thanks for all the great comments. We thank Pepper J and John for stopping by, and we thank all of you. We'll see you on the next episode. Be well, gang, and cheers.